Hey Geardo fans, so I went ahead, well, from my last video you saw me do a bunch of Ranger rolls and stuff like that. This is everything clothing wise that I've brought with me. I didn't show you how to fold this because you can't fold these with the knee pads. So I'm going to show you what I do with that instead. So I've got my socks, I've got shirts, I've got some civilians as well. I've got all of my uniform stuff, and then of course I've got my plate carrier and my battle belt and my ACH with my vests. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how we're going to pack everything into this. So I already showed you from the last one that I had already put my sleep system inside, and that if you can take a look inside this, down there at the bottom, there is a bit of a divide in there, so that allows me to separate everything from the bottom and from the stuff that has to go here inside the top. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly how I pack, and we're going to start with the bottom part here, okay? So because of where everything's positioned and how I've done this in the past, I start with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to place this right on here, and I'm just going to start shoving that in there. With the sleep system, it just makes life really, really easy to get things pushed inside because of how flexible the sleep system is. So I literally just push that on there, and then I go for my next item, which actually is my Wooby hoodie. So this guy, all I'm really doing is just I find an empty space, any type of empty space that I can on the inside, and I just start stuffing. So let me move as fast as I can. You're seeing this in real time, so any struggle is real struggle. So shove all of that stuff inside here. There we go. So this is my bottom part. This is the softest part that I have. This is going to be what I'm going to stack everything else on, okay? So I've got all that in there. There's nothing else that I'm going to try fitting in there, at which point I'm going to take this, and then I am just going to start zipping it up. So here we go, all the way up. There we go. Get him all pushed in. Very good. Let's see if it's always one side. Yeah, you get one side in, and then the other side does not want to freaking cooperate. So just shove all this stuff in here, and I'll post in the comments section where you can find this type of ruck. This is not a standard issue Army ruck, okay? Just be advised. This is something I purchased on my own, and you can see me. You can see in my later videos the review that I did on this guy, okay? So all right, so now that this is done, this is what I do next. I start with the plate carrier, because you've probably seen a lot of guys, when they pack the rucks, they don't actually show any of the stuff that they use in combat, because they either have it in a different bag or they've got it placed someplace else. But for my purpose and where I was for my mission, I went ahead and I put this stuff in my ruck. So this is where this goes, all right? So I grab my plate carrier, I fold the wings inside, I get it all nice and compressed to the best of my ability, at which point I shove this guy inside the ruck. All right, so here we go. Real struggles. So hopefully this video doesn't take too long, but here we go. So get him all the way down to the bottom, pushing him down in, making some digging around inside and making sure that you've got the wings are compressed in between the plates. So there we go. So there's the ruck on the inside. He is down there now. Next thing that I do is I go ahead and I grab my boots, all right? I'm gonna grab the boots, going to fold the sides over, and then I'm going to have my heels, or the bottom of the shoe, pointed towards my ruck, and then I'm going to squeeze it into the sides and push those as far down as I can. So they are going to sit on the outside of the ruck. So there you go. So it's exposed on that side and exposed on that side. So we've pushed all that in. Okay, I'm gonna lean that up there for a little bit of a base. Okay, I've got the difficult part in now. Now, let's start packing the clothes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these guys right here. These are my uniforms, okay? Plus a few other items, and then I'm going to just pick a side for this stuff to go in. So I'm gonna start with this side here. I'm gonna scroll down here, and I'm going to, let me move my phone, shove 2 pairs down inside there. Now this one is, this guy's a little bit bulkier just because I went ahead and threw 3 pairs of socks inside there. So threw him inside there. Let me open this guy up just a little bit more so I can get some more room down inside. Okay, so there we go. So I've got 2 of those sides in there. Okay, let's go to the other side. You don't want to all try packing everything in just one side first. You want to be able to balance it out as best you can. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to actually take this combat shirt and I'm going to throw it down into the bottom of this guy. He's going to be my base down there. Just from what I did last time, that was the best way. I've thrown a couple combat gloves into this right here. This is the rain gear, and I folded it the exact same way I folded up combat pants and the blouse. I got a couple of gloves that I've just went ahead and stuffed inside here, and then I'm going to grab my second pair of gloves and do the exact same thing. So get everything shoved inside there. There we go. Take him and then just place him inside the side pouch here. So there we go. Guys, inside there. Happy days. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lift it up just a little bit, fold up the sides just a little bit, and now I'm going to go ahead and start packing everything else. So I'm going to start with a bunch of smaller items. So workout shorts, I'm just going to start shoving them inside and down. Now a lot of these guys here, at least these side pouches here, have actual pockets that you're able to also add additional items inside. So that's where I'm shoving everything, is just inside those additional side pockets, and then just shoving it as far down as they will go so that I can have as much additional space. All right, from there I'm gonna go ahead and grab a couple shirts, and then I'm just gonna start stacking and pressing those guys in. So there we go. I got some shirts inside there. I'm gonna start rolling those sides up just a little bit more to see how much space. Let's see how much space I'm able to still use. Okay, it looks like I can fit at least one more shirt. So there we go. I was able to get everything that I needed so far into that one side, and it looks like I might be able to fit a sock. So there we go. So this whole side feels pretty good, but I've noticed it looks like there's some empty space down there on the side. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna take a couple of these items out, and I'm gonna see if I can't shove maybe a thinner shirt down the side here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Got some, oh, there we go. Got some additional space down in there. So that'll definitely help get some additional shirts and whatnot inside. There we go. So bring that guy up. Well, there we go. At which point I should be able to fit almost everything else that I needed to on this one side. There we go. So all my civilian stuff with some uniforms are all in this one side. Boom, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of my my undershirts and my undergarments there. I'm going to start shoving them into this side. So just starting on here, shoving it all the way down as much as I can. and just shoving, shoving, shoving. At the end of the day, just sheer force in order to get as much stuff in as you possibly can. So, oh, let's see, he's been a little bit stuck. There we go. Get him up there, okay. Get some shorts, or sorry, more t-shirts. There we go. We got t-shirts inside the pocket here. Perfect. All right, let's see if we can't get some of these bottoms inside. All right, so we got a bottom, Let's see. It feels like there's some space down here in the side. So let's see if we can't get some additional. Yep, there we go. We can shove that all the way down. So let's see how much more I can shove down inside this side section here. There we go. Okay. And then let's see if we can't fit at least these last two pairs of bottoms here. Yep, looks like we're gonna be able to. Boom, there we go. Look at that. We got all of that stuff in there. Perfect. So all that is in there now. Awesome. All right, so next thing, what do I want to put in here? Well, I've only got this stuff left, but I want to put my battle belt inside there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. I've got my battle belt here. I'm just going to shove that inside. I'm going to finagle it around just as much as I can so that it doesn't stick out a whole ton. So I'm just messing around with it on the interior, seeing if there's any more pockets of space that I'm able to utilize. There we go. All right, now this is all that's left on the inside. So I'm gonna fill the rest of this space up with all of this. So I've got an additional civilian belt that I'm gonna throw. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna undo him just like this, and we're just gonna roll him up nice and tight. There we go. And shove him underneath one of the shoulder harnesses down inside there. There we go. So he is all nice and stuck. Now, taking some additional civilian clothes, shoving that inside. I've got another shirt right inside there. And then just pocketing all of the socks. There we go. So got all the socks in there, just like that. Alrighty then. So at this point in time, like what I would end up doing is I would end up putting more of my dirty laundry and stuff inside there. Oh, pardon the jets. Put all my dirty laundry and stuff like inside there. So, oh, 1 second. I got an additional jacket. So this jacket right here, I'm just gonna fold him up just like this, coming around to the sides, fold him up in half. There we go. And then just stuff him on the inside. There we go. So now that that's done, put my dirty laundry in there, put whatever additional flip-flops that I have in there. At that point, I'm just gonna take this and I'm going to fold it. Okay, fold it up, press it down, squish it down just a little bit so that I can have some additional space. There we go. At which point, take that, fold it, and clip it. Now, what I did in the past, this last go around, was I took my special crane eating blanket here. I just put it right here, and then I took the bottom part right here, folded it over the top, spread it out just a little bit, and then pushed it down a bit, buckled it up, and pulled it down nice and tight. There we go. Perfect. So there we go. So that's how I would do that. Now, my next thing would be, like, I have a toiletries bag. All right, there's my toiletries bag. Didn't fit it inside, but I've got a little hook on the outside right here that allows me to put some additional items on it. So there we go. So I've hooked that in there now. And what do I want to do with my ACH? Well, let me remove some items there. Take this guy. I'm just going to put him on top of the helmet. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide one of the hooks right through, pull it up, hook it, boom, there we go. So at this point in time, I've gotten everything packed. Everything else that I don't have packed is going to go inside my assault bag right there. So this is what it looks like at the end of the day with everything packed. So this is a very awesome rucksack. So, oh, look at that. I've even got some more exposed area down there. I'll have to do some readjusting. But at the end of the day, this is what my rucksack looks like when I'm packing everything up to leave. So if you guys have any questions, drop it in the comments. Like and support the channel. Subscribe. I do appreciate the support that I'm getting with this channel. You guys are awesome. Hit 75 subscribers. That's pretty crazy for me, especially since I'm new at this. So I appreciate you guys' support. Stick around for more videos. Have a great rest of your guys' week.